Welcome to Inner Work, a spiritual growth podcast. I'm your host, Josephine Hartman, a certified intuitive healer and Akashic Records practitioner and master teacher. When they start working with the Akashic Records in a deeper way in my certification program, many of my students report an experience that sometimes feels unsettling. They open the records at some point in the program and they suddenly find nothing. Blackness, total emptiness, what feels like a vast, endless void. So when this happens, we may think that we're doing something wrong or that something has gone wrong. We may think that we don't have the capacity to connect to the Akashic Records, or that maybe we've had that capacity before, just getting information easily, and it may feel like all of a sudden we've lost that capacity. When we open the records, when we connect, we may expect to receive lots of images, sensory input, information, insights, nonstop downloads, and if that doesn't happen, we may question whether we are genuinely tapping into the Akashic field, especially if we are faced with this nothingness, this great void that may suddenly appear. And I get it. Experiencing this kind of void, this kind of nothingness in the records can be unnerving. But let me let you in on a little secret. When my students report this experience to me, I actually do a little bit of an inner happy dance because I know what it means and it's a really, really good thing. So let me explain why. The ego mind, with its endless parade of thoughts, concepts, mental chatter, obsessions, memories, analysis, comparison, etc., absolutely despises silence. Ego mind hates silence. It fears silence and stillness and emptiness. Ego typically seeks to fill every second, every moment, every open space with something. Just anything. Anything to prevent all possibility of silence. And I'm using a little bit of that quote from spiritual teacher and author David Hawkins. So he says this in his book, The Eye of the I. So how ego mind and monkey mind will try to insert just anything to prevent all possibility of silence. Ego knows that in deep silence and stillness, it cannot survive. Ego is annihilated, or if we want to use a gentler term, ego is transcended whenever we surrender and let go of thinking and shift beyond the level of analytical mind into higher cosmic transpersonal mind, which the Akashic Records are part of. They're part of that cosmic mind and that cosmic higher level consciousness. So back to my original story. When my certification students report that they're opening the records and being met by this vast, empty, silent, overwhelming nothingness or blackness, I quickly reassure them and let them know there's no need to despair. And I do an inner celebration, right? Because actually, this is a moment where we need to celebrate. This is a moment of great success in their journey with the records, because this means that the records are helping them let go of and transcend that ego mind, and that they're starting to experience a higher realm of consciousness and way of being beyond the level of ego thoughts and attachments. In other words, through the Akashic Records, they are transcending their ego self. And in fact, experiencing this great void or nothingness in the records is truly the beginning of something incredible, because this void is actually a portal. It's not really just a completely empty space. It's really, you're tapping into the field of infinite possibilities from which everything is created. So this is a portal. This is a doorway into new possibilities. You are tapping into raw, universal energy and clearing away all of the noise and conditioning that normally keeps us from deeply and powerfully connecting to divine source and to embodying the divine within ourselves. So on the other side of this void, really magical, powerful, transformative things await. If we surrender to the void, if we welcome it, if we see it as a necessary part of the process, that's when the floodgates tend to open. So the floodgates of divine guidance and insights and healing and downloads from the records. And this is why I do my happy dance when students report that they're having this experience. And I do my best to reduce their fear, alleviate their fear, and share with them why this is actually an incredible turning point and development. And I get so excited to continue supporting and witnessing their growth as we work together in the Akashic field. So if what I'm sharing here is sounding exciting to you, then I wanted to share that the next cohort of my immersive, comprehensive Akashic Records certification program for practitioners starts in January 2026. I love to open the doors for early enrollment for people who are those early decision makers, who are very certain that this is the kind of work they are being called to do and to step into. So early enrollment is now open. And if you are interested in mastering the Akashic Records with me for personal healing and transformation, and also to support other humans in their evolution, please reach out to let me know. So you can send a note to me at josephinehartman.com, and we'll explore together if this would be an excellent fit and an aligned next step in your evolution. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.